everyone, thanks again for tuning in to Sin's Workshop. Hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Today we're going to be talking about The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Daniel Page. Um, really love this novel. In fact, I finished it this morning, which is actually going to be last week by the time this posts. I woke up really early, 8 a.m. It's my day off from work, so that's early for me. Especially because my kid hardly ever lets me sleep in, so I always like to sleep in when I can. But today I woke up really early because I'm like, I need to read this book. I need to see what's going to happen. And I only got like 5 hours of sleep. I stayed up until like 3 in the morning reading, and then I finished it this morning. So that just tells you, that should already tell you that it's a good book. I really enjoyed it. I am already familiar with both of these authors, Cass Morgan. I've read The 100, and Daniel Page, I've read her Dorothy Must Die series. I love the Dorothy Must Die series. Well, I felt like the last 2 books kind of dragged a little bit. Like she was trying to stretch out the plot, but the first 2 were really strong, especially that first novel. Really, really loved it. But anyway, like I was saying, I think this novel was good. It really did exceed my expectations. I looked at it and I'm like, okay, I need to read this. This is interesting. So on some level, I knew it was, on some level, I knew it was going to capture my attention. However, I don't think I realized I was going to like it as much as I did. Which is always great. I love it when a novel makes me want to read it and lose sleep over it. It's been a hot minute. If you're following me, you know by now that I've kind of been let down a little bit this past month with some books. I've read a lot of disappointing books this year. Kind of sad. But I really did enjoy this novel a lot because it was paced very well. The momentum of it, that rising tension, it doesn't falter, not for one bit. And I love the mystery of the story. I think these 2 authors, what they've come together to do was something really brilliant, and it worked really well. They created a really strong foundation for the novel, and they created 2 really strong female characters for readers to read as well. It follows Vivian Devereaux and Scarlett Winter. They are both students at Westerly College. For Vivian, she's an entering freshman. She has no idea she's a witch. For Scarlett, she is a junior. Lots of expectations for her to be the next president of the sorority, which is really just a cover for the Coven of Witches. And I really like that element to the story. We have seen that played out in fiction. No, not fiction. Media on television a lot. Sororities or witches or vampires or whatever. There's something secretive and mysterious. And I think on television it's always been done in a very cheap, cliche kind of way, not taken seriously. I feel like if they kind of use that stereotypical sorority type, and I wasn't a sorority. I don't even think my college had sororities. I went to Emerson College. There were like clubs that were kind of like sororities, but there was like no sorority house where you like lived together. They were just like clubs. Whatever. I don't think that counts. Not really. But in any case, I have nothing against sororities themselves. I think I have something against that image of it. But I think I really like this novel because they've taken those stereotypes, that stereotype of what it means to be a sorority girl, and they've kind of flipped it on its head. They have decided to do something unique with the storytelling here in this novel, and I really appreciated it. They really focus in on the meaning of sisterhood with this novel. that's what I liked about it. This idea of sisterhood, how they put each other first, and to do that, you're kind of breaking the covenant. Um, that's what I enjoyed about it, especially with you really do get to see it with Scarlet and Vivian because the story goes between their perspectives, and you've got New Witch and Old Witch. At times, Scarlet kind of did fall into that cliche a little bit because of her attitude towards Vivian, um, but overall, I think the characterization was pretty solid because you really do get to know her. She is more than just some sorority chick. She's more than just a witch. She is a sister. And I like that about Scarlet. She really does go on a really good character development journey throughout this novel. She is willing to put her sisters first, and she does put her sisters first. There are so many times where she could put herself first or what she wants first. There are many times where she is handed that choice, but she doesn't do it. She rises above it, and I think that makes her a really good, compelling character. She faces these scenarios where she has to put her magic, her relationship, her friendships all in balance, and it's either them or the coven, and she continues to put the coven first. She continues to care about her sisters. She risks a lot for them, and I really like that about her. I do think it says a lot about her character. So Scarlet grew on me. There were times, like I said, where she was annoying because she fell into that kind of stereotypical trope of what it means to be a sorority girl. But the authors kind of take that and just turn it into like a facade. It's a facade. It's not real. This is real. They get to show you real Scarlet, and I really enjoyed that. As for Vivian, I feel like as the story progresses, I feel like she's a completely different person. Um, I think I don't want to say it's character development. I feel like she goes from being this girl, headstrong, wants to escape her life, wants to go to college, wants to just live her life, and I feel like they kind of took this headstrong girl and turned her into a naive, doe-eyed freshman. It didn't fit. It felt like this is why I can't give it 5 stars. But it really did feel like two different people were writing this character. At one time she's this, at one time she's that. It just didn't blend together as far as Vivian was concerned. I think they did an excellent job with Scarlet. Don't get me wrong. I think for Vivian, both authors kind of had this idea, and I know they collaborated, so they obviously, wrote it together. They wrote segments, handed it off to the person. The person would, add in their bits. Not quite sure what their method was here, but I feel like you can tell when it comes to Vivian that 2 different people were writing this one character, and that's the part that kind of bothered me. I feel like there are just so many times where she just kind of blends into the background, and I'm just like, really? Come on! After that really strong opening, I expected more from her. I don't know. There were times where she acted the way I wanted her to act, and then there were times where she was just a little too naive and a little too innocent to really go in line with how she acts in other scenes. That is my only issue with it. Otherwise, like I said, I love this story. I love the pacing. This story has amazing pacing. It just keeps on going. And it's not just a mystery and a plot. Like, there's one mystery and that one's solved. But that mystery is the core of another mystery and of another mystery. So you're just kind of interweaving. You want to figure out all the secrets of all these witches. You're mesmerized by them. And you know what? I knew it too. I knew this ending. But the authors did a good job here. I suspected it, but not early on. I think it took me about when I reached 66% of the book. That's when I was just like, it's her. It's totally her. But then the authors like flipped it on its head, made me second guess myself, and I was like, what? They're really good at building plot twists for the story, and I thought that was really good, and I thought that was really engaging, and I ultimately did enjoy it. And like I said, stayed up until 3 in the morning, and then started it last night, or last week Monday, and I finished it Tuesday morning. I woke up early. I asked my husband, hey, can you pick me up some coffee on your way home from work? Because he works nights. And I got up at 8 in the morning after falling asleep around 3, after 3. And yeah, I'm still awake just to finish this book, just to read it. So it just tells you that I was really engaged with it. It really did impact me, and it's memorable, and I want more. I think we should just get like 4 books following Vivi in her college years. I think we should do that. I think they should do that. I'm all for that, actually. I mean, there's got to be more. There has to be more. I want more. But anyway, this was The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Daniel Page. I'm going to go ahead and give it 4 stars. I just wish Vivian had a stronger, more, God, the word is on the tip of my brain. I want to say cohesive, but cohesive doesn't feel like. I feel like her personality should have flowed better throughout the story. I wish it was more cohesive. I wish it didn't feel like there were 2 separate people writing it. That's my only tidbit for it. Otherwise, I thought it was a great book. Super engaging. Definitely totally worth the read. I mean, it's got magic. It's got sisterhood. It's got mystery. It's a good book. I really enjoyed it. So once again, this is The Ravens. 4 stars out of 5. You can go ahead and purchase the book off of bookshop.org. I will provide a link in the description below. If money is too tight, please remember to check out this book from your local library and support your local library. They're a great resource for the community and definitely deserve the community support. And I hope you will continue to support me by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and sharing it with all your book-loving friends. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.